Hello, my name is Sue Van Oss, and I'm the Director of Communications and Digital Ministry here at St. Michael and All Angels Episcopal Church in Sanibel, Florida. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the contents of our Advent in a Bag kits. These are the kits that we created to help everyone celebrate the seasons of Advent, Christmas, and Epiphany in your own home. We started this project last year during the height of the pandemic when we could not meet in person, and we created Advent bags, Christmas bags, Epiphany bags, Lent bags, and Easter bags that we delivered to many of our parishioners at their homes and mailed to those who were not in the local area. Well, they were received so well that we decided to continue making these bags. And this year we combined the liturgical seasons of Advent, Christmas, and Epiphany all in one kit. So I'd like to go through the contents of the bag and also what's in this booklet. Father Bill selected the theme for this year's Advent season, and it's called Let the Light of Christ Shine Through. So many of the activities are focused on light and bringing brightness and light into the dark, as we know that the birth of Jesus brought light into the world. And so we have activities about stars and candles and really focusing on bringing light into our world, both our individual lives and our homes and into the world at large. So let's begin. Here are all the contents of this year's Advent in a Bag kit. The first item is the Let the Light of Christ Shine Through booklet. In this booklet has a message from our rector, the table of contents, and then descriptions of all the contents in the bag. And then, as you go through the booklet, there's information on the season of Advent, the Advent Wreath, readings, reflections, and prayers for lighting of the Advent Wreath, and all the contents to make an Advent Wreath are in the bag. Then we move into the season of Christmas, and it talks about what Christmas really is, and some traditions of Christmas, including gift giving, and there's a little reflection on gifts, and you'll have a tiny wrapped gift in your bag. Then we continue with some ideas for gifts that aren't material and don't cost money. As we all know, supply chains are bogged down this season. And so why not take advantage of that and change up how you give your gifts? Instead of material gifts that you might not be able to even find this season, take a look at all the different ideas for things that you can give people that aren't material, but could be even more meaningful. Then we have information on the Feast of St. Nicholas, which is December 6th, and there is a chocolate coin in your bag, and it'll explain the symbolism of the chocolate coin. Another tradition is nativity and creche scenes, and there's some reflections on that. Then there's a couple pages of prayers, poems, and reflections for both Advent, Christmas, and Epiphany, and some online resources that you can use to further explore what those seasons mean. Then we continue on into the season of Epiphany, and that begins on January 6th. We'll celebrate it here at St. Michael's the weekend after January 6th, and there are some Epiphany traditions, including chalking of the door at your home, and you'll get a piece of chalk. It might be white or it might be colored in your bag. And then a new tradition that we're going to start here at St. Michael's is called Epiphany Star Words. And we explain what Epiphany Star Words are, but you won't be receiving your wooden star with a word on it until you come to the services on Epiphany Saturday and Sunday, which is January 8th and 9th. Now, if you're not going to be at St. Michael's If you're an online parishioner or you're not going to be in town that weekend, please email me, and the email address will be on the screen, and we will be sure to mail you an Epiphany Star Word. Basically, these words are consider it a guiding light or a guiding star for the coming year. There'll be one word on each wooden star. And just like the Star of Bethlehem led the Magi to baby Jesus, your star word will speak to you. And it often becomes clearer as the year goes on, what does that word mean? How is that applicable to your life? Often the words seem very timely, as if they were indeed designated for that one person that received that word. It's really a wondering of how God might be working through this simple process of giving you a word to reflect on for the year. And everyone will be getting different words. And then the last pages are some additional online resources for everything from Advent and Christmas music to a Lego Advent calendar. So lots of great ideas. And then on the final back page are the Advent highlights here at St. Michael's, our listing of our Christmas services, and some acknowledgments. So I encourage you to take a few minutes throughout this season of Advent to look at this book. Keep it out someplace where it's visible, and hopefully it will help you dive deeper into the seasons of Advent, Christmas, and Epiphany. Now let's take a look at the other items that are in the bag. We have an Advent devotional. It's a daily devotional called Living Well Through Advent. We used the same publishing company for Lent, and everyone really enjoyed the Living Well Through Lent booklets. So we ordered these, and the theme is practicing patience with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind. So in this booklet, every day, there's a daily reflection for Advent. There are also prayer cards. There's 2 sheets of prayer cards. So there are 20 different prayer cards, and we encourage you to cut these out and maybe just keep them in a little jar by your bedside or at the dinner table, and pick one out and read it and pray it by yourself, or if there are other people in your household that you want to pray with. There's also a page for prayers for various special times throughout the season, like when you're setting up your Christmas tree, when you're placing the top decoration on the tree, when you're setting up your nativity scene, when family comes to town. So these are little prayer cards that you can cut up and have with you. We have 2 options for Advent calendars that are in the bag. The first one is from the National Episcopal Church, and it's focused on the way of love, which is the theme of the Episcopal Church, and gives different little ideas, reflections, scriptures for each day of Advent. And if you're a little more on the creative side, we have a Praying in Color Advent calendar. It has candles, blank candles, for each day of Advent. And as you go through the days, you color it in, and there's some ways to use the calendar on the back. So some of the other items, I'll zoom in here. So as I was mentioning earlier, we have the large Advent wreath making kits with the real candles and real greens that can be ordered. But for some people, they have smaller places, maybe a small apartment, or don't want to use real candles. So this year we've included a little miniature Advent wreath that you can use. So we have 3 blue candles and 1 pink candle. You light the blue candles on the 1st, 3rd, and 4th week of Advent, and the pink candle is lit during the 3rd week of Advent. And these are turned on just by flipping the little black switch on the bottom. We also have a white candle for the Christ candle that you would light on Christmas, and a little strip of artificial greens. So basically these candles fit right inside, so you can set those out and then light them each week of Advent. And on Christmas, you can light the Christ candle. I talked about some of the other items, the little gift and the gold coin and the chalking of the door using the chalk. We also have a little bag of frankincense and myrrh. Obviously, we couldn't include gold, the third gift that the Magi brought baby Jesus. But in your booklet is a little reflection on frankincense and myrrh, and you can open it up and smell the true scent of frankincense and myrrh. And we've also included a couple little Advent treats, a candy cane and hot chocolate. The final thing, following along on our light theme, is the instructions and some tissue paper to make Waldorf window stars. These are beautiful ways to bring the light of Christ into your home. And so I'm going to go through and actually create one so that you can see how it's made. We've also included the instructions. It's basically just a few simple folds, and then you just need some glue or a glue stick to make the star. So I'm going to move over here, move the camera over, and I'll show you. This is a completed one that I did all in one color. But we've given you, most times they're a rainbow color, so we've included different colors in your packet. You need 8 pieces of 6-inch by 6-inch squares. We've also included a couple extra pieces just in case they would rip. Now, usually the window stars are made with something called kite paper. It's still see-through like tissue paper, but it's a little thicker. But it was very expensive to get kite paper for 200 bags. So we chose to go with tissue paper, and it still works just fine. The yellow star is made with tissue paper. But if you really enjoy making these and want them to last longer, you can just pick up some kite paper at any craft store or order it online. You can also just use regular colored paper. The light won't show through as much, but they still make beautiful decorations. If you want to make smaller stars out of paper to put on a tree or give as gift tags, you can adjust the size of the paper to any size you'd like. We're using the 6-inch by 6-inch, and that makes this size star, but you can make smaller stars or larger stars. So this is how you make it. And I've pre-folded 6 of the 8 of them. I'm just going to do 2 just to save some time. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more here. And you take the first fold is just folding it in half, like this. Then you fold it again. So you have 4 little squares, and you kind of have some lines to help you see where the 4 squares are. Now what you're going to do is take each corner and fold it into the center. Try and get it as close as possible, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So you just turn it, and I'm holding it up, but it's easier to have it be down on a flat surface. So you take each corner, fold it in, and now you have 1 square, but it's got the 4 folds. Now I'm going to set it down. I'm going to adjust mine a little bit. And now you do 2 more folds. You take 2 ends, and you take the end here, and you fold it over towards the center. So I'll lift it up to show you. So you see I took the end and folded it in. And you take the opposite end right here and fold that in. And you have your first tip of your star. Let's do that one more time. So you take the piece of paper, you fold it in half. So it's like this, so it's a rectangle. You fold it again. Now it's a square. You open it up. So now you have your markings. And now you take the tip of each one make a crease. Take the tip, make a crease. Take the tip, make a crease. Take the tip and make a crease. So now you have it like this. And then you take any corner and you just fold it in towards the center. Take the opposite corner, fold it in towards the center. And you have your tip. So once you have all 8 of these, as I said, I made some extras ahead, then you start assembling it. And basically you start with the tip facing up. You're going to be putting the glue right here. You take the next one and you just take a glue stick and you just put some glue down. You take your next tip and you just line up where your line is right here. You put it like that. Then you turn it and you start with the next one. Put some glue down. Put your orange star right along the line. Turn it. I'll do pink next. You line it up. Putting the glue down. I'll put this one down. And you can do it in any color, any order. You don't have to do the colors in a certain way. You just put them around. When you get to the end, you have made your star. And you can punch a little hole and hang it in the window. They look beautiful hanging in the window. Now, you can see that I put the glue on one side, so what I usually do is I just set it down now when it's already made, and I just go around and put a little extra glue where there might be some flaps sticking up, especially that last one. I also turn it over and I just glue down these ends, or the open parts, which is actually on the back of the star, just so they don't flap up. Some of them will have been caught as you're gluing the other ones, but I just kind of secure it a little bit like that. And you have a wonderful rainbow star that will shine light into your windows in your home. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope you enjoy the Advent in a Bags and all the materials that will help you bring the season of Advent, Christmas, and Epiphany into your home. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. And also, all of these resources, all of the papers that were included in the bag, the booklet, the daily devotional booklet, the calendars, are all on our website that you can download. So if you have someone you'd like to share these resources with, you can direct them to our website, or you can print them off yourself and give them to them. The website will be listed on the screen, and we have a special Advent page. So I encourage you to look at that Advent page as well. Not only are these resources listed, but links to many other resources that we just didn't have room for in the booklet. May the light of Christ shine through this holy season.